Hello traders, Kelly254 here again, and today I'm showing you how to create a Deriv bot that interacts with the Deriv percentages. These percentages right over here that can be able to interact with these percentages. Have in mind that there is no a direct block that is meant to interact with these percentages, but you have to make the bot calculate these percentages by itself. It was a bot that was requested right over here by this comment right over here. And remember, once you comment a logic here for me to create a bot about the logic, make sure to be direct to the point, be brief, and explain every bit that you want to be in the bot. Don't generalize the logic. Yeah, let's get started. And remember, this video will be quite long, so make sure to watch until the end. First thing first, I'll reset this board so that I start from scratch. And let's get started. So first thing is to add the variables that we will need in our bot. So we need first to set variables for from digit 0 to digit 9, because he or she said that to interact with the life percentage, but he has not told me how. Maybe he wants or she wants to execute trades based on the percentages. So I'll create a bot that interacts with the percentages, but it will purchase contracts when the least appearing digit, which is the digit with this red percentage, the least appearing digit is the least appearing digit has been touched, or else the least appearing digit is the last digit on the market. That means that you'll not key in the least appearing digit, but the bot has to find the least appearing digit from the market based on these percentages right over here. So let's get started. But once you calculate the percentages, then you can be able to play along with what you want to achieve with the percentages. Maybe you want to play maybe over 5 if digit 6, 7, and 8 are above 10.5%, 11.5%, then you can be able to adjust them accordingly. That's why I said that the percentage is not the logic, yeah, is not direct to the point. But let me show you how you can be able to make a bot interact with the Deriv percentages. First, I'll have to create the variables that I will assign digit 0 all the way to digit 9. Let's get started. Having finished that, now I want to create variables that will store the number of times each digit has appeared. So we will call them maybe 1 count, 0 count, like that, all the way to digit 9. Now, having created the variables that will hold the number of times a digit has appeared, now we need to create other variables from 0 to digit 9. These variables now will be used in calculating the percentages of how a digit has appeared. Now we need to create from 0% all the way to 9%. So let's get started with 0%, like that, all the way to digit 9. Yeah. Now, after we have finished creating those digits, those variables that will be used in calculating the percentages, we need now to start setting our variables. So we have to set digit 0 to 0. As I said, that these variables, I will assign them numbers from 0 all the way to 9, because I want to use the variables. I don't want to use a specific number on the bot. So I'll do these until digit 9. So it's 2, 3, like that, all the way to digit 9. Like that. And I also need to add some variables. That is a digit list. This one will hold the last digits for the number of digits that you want, maybe 1,000, 500, 100, 50, 10. So if you select 1,000, then it will be able to do these percentages, because these percentages are always based on the last 1,000 ticks. So this one I wanted to base it on 1,000 ticks for us to calculate this percentage. But you can adjust it if you want the bot to calculate for the last 500, 100, then you just select 100 digits. So digit list. Then we have digit analyzing count. Like that. So for the digit analyzing count, we will set to the number of digits that we want the bot to analyze. And for our case, since we want it to calculate the Deriv percentages, the digit analyzing count, we must set it to 1,000 digits, 1,000 ticks. Means that it will calculate percentages based on the last 1,000 ticks. Now let's move forward. So we need to set our digit list to, in list we need a sub list. Sub list, we need to extract a list from the last digit list. This one, from the end to the last. So we want 1,000 ticks. So in our variable digit analyzing count, we attach it right over here. Now we need a for loop. So we go to loops. You can just search here for, and it will bring in the for loop. But let me just go right over here, scroll down, and you get this one, for each item in our digit list. So variables, get digit list. So for each item in digit list, so we need a logic right over here. If need to compare, we need a variable, this one. If I is equals to a variable, as I said earlier, I want to use variables. I don't want to use specific numbers, but the variables hold the numbers in them. So if I is equals to 0, change. So here we need a change. As I said, change 0 count. As I said, this variable will be used right over here. Change 0 count by 1, and then repeat these for all the 9 digits. So if I is equals to 1, then change 1 count like that by 1, and then do the same for 2 all the way to digit 9. Change 2 count. Make sure to change correctly, because one slight mistake, your bot will be calculating percentage that may exceed even 200%. One slight mistake right over here. So always be careful. So go to 3 count. Like that. Having done that, now the bot will be in the last 1,000 ticks. It will change. It will assign, if it's assuming for case 8 count, it will assign how many times digit 8 has appeared for the last 1,000 ticks. Yeah, so let's move to the next step after doing this. So our next step is calculating the percentages. So we have to start set variables, set 0% to, then here we need some mathematics for us to be able to calculate this percentage. So we get to maths right over here, another math. So I will attach this one right over here like that, and I attach it right over here. So to calculate the percentage of 0, how the percentage of 0 based on the last 1,000 ticks. So we need the number of times 0 has appeared, and divided by the length of the whole list, and then multiplied by 100%. So here we'll attach 0 count to our 0 count variable. This one. So set to 0 count divided by length of, so we need length of our digit list. The variable length is used to give the number of items in a given list. So digit list like that. So basically it will be 1,000, but I've used a variable because someone may just adjust the value from here, and it will adjust automatically even the percentages right over here, and then here multiplied by 100 for it to give you the percentage. And you repeat the same for all digits until digit 9. So it's 1%, 1 count. The rest remains the same. Then just duplicate 2%, then 2 count, the rest the same. 3%, 3 count. Make sure to be very accurate, because once you mess up here, you may be able to get inaccurate percentages. So 4 count like that. 5%, 5 count. 6%, 6 count, and then like that to the last percentage. like that. After finishing doing this, remember we each and every time the bot is repeating the whole cycle, we need to reset these values that are on the counts, because once we fail to reset them to 0, then the bot will misbehave and it will give us inaccurate percentages. So in every time the bot is going again to check for the percentages, we need it to restart the percentages to reset the counts back to 0. So we need to set variables set right over here. Let me just do it on here. Set 0 count to, let me just use variables, or let me just use a number right over here, 0. That is supposed to be 0 count, 0 count, supposed to be 1 count. Then do all, repeat this for all the 9 digits, 2 count, 3 count, 4 count, 5 count, 6 count. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more informative content regarding creating Deriv bots, and comment the next bot that you wanna see me creating, and I'll do a video regarding that bot. And make sure to be clear and very direct to the point, and list everything that you want to see in the bot. And also, before maybe you comment anything to do with the martingale, I've already done it, except the split martingale. But the normal martingale and the reverse martingale, I've already created video regarding that. Make sure to always check my creating Deriv bots playlist and get back-to-back videos on how I've been creating the Deriv bots, depending on how people comment down on the comment section. Yeah, and after doing this, make sure to attach these variables right here on the top, like that. Having done that, now we already have the percentages. We need now to get to know what percentages are here. So let's get to the percentages, to the notification. So we need to create a text like that. Then you can call our text. Let me just create another variable. Just call it percentage, a percentage text txt, like that. And then the percentages are like that. Then we will start from 0% is equals to which percentage, like that, all the way to 9%. The percentage, the percentage that is with digit 9. So let's start with digit 0. So variables. Remember, I said I'm not using the numbers. I'm using the variables that I assigned the numbers from 0 to 9. So 0. You can choose maybe to add an is equal sign, or else you can just choose to write them without the is equal sign. So 0, I choose to use the is equal sign right over here for it to be a bit clear. So 0 is equals to 0%, like that. And then do the same for all digits from 0 all the way to 9. It's a matter of duplicating the tabs, the variables, like that. Then 1%, you can choose to add a comma right over here between the two, because this block will list them without commas. So you can choose after 1% you insert a comma, but let me just do it without the commas. Then we have 2 is equals 2%. Then we have 3 equals to 3%. Then repeat it up to digit 9. Make sure to avoid errors, because a slight mistake then you will print inaccurate percentages, but you will find the bot has calculated the percentage correctly, but on the notifications block you might have arranged them the bad way. For instance, for our case, you can clearly see that we from right over, let me just go, start over again. You can see 0 is equals to 0%, 1 is equals to 1%, 2 is equals to 2%, 3 is equals to 3%, 4 is equals to 4%, 5 is equals to 5%, 6 is equals to 6%. Then you can see 6 is equals to 6%. So it's supposed to be 7 is equals to 7%, and 8 is equals to 8%. Then we go to 9 is equals to 9%. Like that. Then this block is supposed to show us the percentages that are right over here. So we want to notify ourselves, then like that. So we want to be notified on these. Then we will have to attach this one to a loop again. I want it to repeat infinity times. I just want to show you how the bot is going to calculate the percentages at this step before we go forth to letting the bot determine the least appearing digit. Remember, I said this video might be long because we have just almost finishing creating the percentages. So I need math. I want it to repeat infinity times and then run after. We need it to run after 1 second. Or 2 seconds, so that we will be able to see what percentages are being calculated. So like that. Then we need to attach our long block to this point right over there. So we will attach it to the trade options like this. You can collapse it like that so that it becomes a small block. Then change to digits. Then you can have matches and differs, and we run our bot and see if it will calculate the percentages. You can see it is the percentages are 0, 7.6 like that. Then I want to split this page so that we compare the percentages on and the percentages that are on the market. So let me just save this file just in case of anything. Percentage bot is always good to save the file, because on splitting the page you might mistouch and end up losing the file. So and to open volatility 10 Deriv Trader. I want to head over to 1s, 10 digits. You can just choose matches and differs, then adjust this one accordingly for it to show as percentages only, like this. So we can clearly see the percentages right over here for 10 1s. So let me reset like this and then run our bot and see if it will be able to give us the percentages. You can clearly see 0 is having 7.8, 0 is having 7.8, 0 is having 7.7, 0 is having 7.7. You can clearly see the percentages right over here. Digit 9 is having 10.8, digit 9 right over here is having 10.8. Just a comparison. For the digit 1 is having 11.2, digit 1 is having 11.2. That's why I was saying you can insert commas in between the two so that it will give you a direct percentages. So the next step, since we have calculated the percentages, the next step is now making the percentages work with the bot. You can see digit 9 10.5, digit 9 10.6. As the percentage changes, even right over here the bot changes the percentage accordingly. So move on to the next step. Having reached this point, so we will have to close this split screen and remain with our original screen like that. So we expand it. The bot could not purchase any trade because there is no a breakout in our loop. I don't know that you remember that. So we need now to get the least percentage. Here is another work. So we need to we need a logic. I think I should do a part 2 of this one. Logic. So there is no a direct way of getting the least percentage rather than doing if 0% is less than 1%, 0% is less than 2%, all the way to digit 9. Let's start. So we need another logic right over here. We need to add another variable right over here, prediction. Set prediction to then set our prediction to 0. As I said, there is no direct way, so we have to go all the way. 0% is less than, and to calculate the most appearing, you must also repeat the same but now this sign will be greater than. So if 0% is less than 1%, all the way, repeat the same cycle up to digit 9. %, 6%, 7%, 8%, 9%, and we also need the last digit also to be our least appearing digit. So we go to variable. We do not need even to go to the variables, we just need this block here. So is equals to digit 0 and last digit. We need tick and candle analysis. Last digit like that. Last digit is equals to digit 0. Then we need it to notify us, so we need a notification right over here. Text least appearing digit is. Then we attach our 0 right over there. With, we can also attach a percentage right over here with, but this will increase the work that you will do with what percentage. Then you add our percentage right over here with the 0%, like that. And then this was just to find out if digit 0 is a least appearing digit. So we need also a breakout right over here. Right over there. So we need to do the same from digit 0 all the way to digit 9. So we get started. So that was digit 0%. So this one should be 1%, and this one should be 0%. Remember, never put the same 1% is lower than 1%. It will never break out on this loop. So 1% is less than 0%. Then just change these ones to 1%. Like that, and also the last digit should be 1, should be our least appearing digit. So the least appearing digit is 1 with 1%. Repeat the same procedure for all digits from 1%, from 0% all the way to 9%. So we go to 2%, the same scenario, 0. Make sure to be very careful here. You can clearly see 0 is less than 2% is less than 2%. So this one should be 1%, the one that you have used here previously. And then repeat the same for the others. And then remember our digit to right over there, and then change this one accordingly, 2%. And then we have forgotten to change the prediction to 1 and here to 2. Yeah, because we need to, this prediction we will use it as our barrier. So we go next and repeat the same for 3%. As I said, change this one to 2%, and then do all that for change this one to 3%. Remember, we are calculating on the list appearing. If you want the bot to calculate both least and most, then you do the same for both the least and most appearing number. Yeah. And remember, I'll attach a link on the description box on where you can access this bot that I am making right over here. Remember, this one should be changed to 3%. Once you fail to change a single block right over here, then you will find some blocks will never be executed because the conditions that you assigned on the block were never came to true, and hence it could not break out using that specific block. So remember also here to change prediction to 3 and here prediction to 4, like that. A failure to which you'll be finding out it will purchase differs another digit that you did not expect. So the same case, let me just start by changing right over here and changing right over here. You see how you end up forgetting changing the percentages, and this will be 4. If you end up failing to change the percentages, then definitely you will have inaccurate results, or it will purchase contracts on a way that you did not expect. So we are supposed to be on 5%. Then this one, remember to change it to 4%, like that. And also be very careful not to mix percentages with digits right over once you are attaching the variables, because remember you are dealing with percentages and digits, and the only thing that the bot can execute as the prediction is when is using digits. So even if you mix up the percentages with the digits, the bot will not run. Yeah, so we change this one to 5%. And then right over there, everything is in line, and we continue all the way to the remaining blocks. Remember this one to change. Supposed to be 5. Then finally we do for 9%, the same case. Like that. I hope you did not quit in the middle of the video. I hope we are together until this point. You can collapse these blocks so that you may not interfere with them while trying to move them across this page. You can just collapse them as they are. You see the error that we have made, we did not attach a notification block right over here. So we will have to go all around attaching the notification block, since we just created the text block without the notification block for each and every block. So we need notifications, this one. Without this block, your bot cannot print anything on the journal part. So there's no problem. We go all through adding the same text block. That's why it's always good to add all the necessary, to create the first block with all the necessary things that you want, so that when you start to duplicate them, you do not have a hard time. You just change some few parameters, because remember, if you want anything to happen, you must repeat it for all 9 blocks, which can be very tiresome. And remember, for those who do not know, anything that is below the breakout on your loop, assuming we attach this block right over here below the breakout, it will not be executed because the bot will have already breaked out of the loop. So there's some few things that you can avoid. Always make sure anything that you want to be executed by the bot is above the breakout, this one. We have added like that. So we have to attach it after the bot calculates the percentages right over there. And remember, we have to attach our prediction variable to our prediction of the bot. So variables, prediction, and attach our prediction right over here. We change here from matches to differs, and that's it. So you can collapse the whole block to that point. Then your stake, you'll adjust it from that end, and your bot is ready. Let me just reset everything. I need to split this screen so that we have to check on the percentages. But remember, you have not saved this file, so anything that happens and we lose internet connection or the page refreshes, we might lose this bot. So it's always good, more so if you do not have a backed up internet. Always make sure that once creating a huge bot file, always create while you are saving your bot, because anytime you have a disconnection of the internet, then the unsaved part will you lose it. So we change this one to digits, like that, 101s. So we adjust it. We only need the percentages. So our list appearing digit is digit 4. Let's see if the bot obeys our logic. So you can see it purchased the first digit 4 is not 4 if the last digit is digit 4. Let's wait and see. Anytime the last digit is digit 4, then the bot will automatically purchase this digit. Remember, we have not keyed in the list appearing digit, but the bot will be finding it by itself. Remember, we are using a run after 2 seconds. So if the time is running, the last digit is not digit 4, then it will not purchase contract. But after those 2 seconds, the time it's running, it gets digit 4 is the last digit. Automatically, the bot will purchase that. Will purchase digit 4, or else you can adjust the run after to fewer, to something like 0 seconds. You can see again is not digit 4, like that. And that's how you can create a bot that can purchase contracts like that, based on the percentage that is offered right over here. We have not keyed anything. That's why I always say that the differs, the Deriv Bot can do almost every strategy that you have in mind. Yeah, so you can see the percentage changed, and the bot reacted to the percentage change from digit 4 to digit 3. And you can see the bot is reacting as agreed. Yeah, that's it. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more informative content and more educative content regarding creating the bots. Remember, the bot is changing the prediction depending on the list appearing number, and you do not have to key in anything. So you just wait for your runs, and then you are out of the market. You can see it is using digit 3. And remember, you can adjust it if the list appearing numbers are two digits, for it not to purchase contracts. Yeah, you can just play along with the percentages. As long as you have calculated these percentages, then you can play along with the percentages. I know the video is very long, but finally you have been able to get the desired logic that someone wanted right over here, and I know it might help another person right over here. That's it.